Let us welcome our expert of the day, Bhautik Kumar, on the show.
Hello, hi
Ye-
everybody.
Yes, good evening, Bhautik. Thank you for accepting our invitation and thank you for joining us on this expert talk show.
Always eager to be with hungry people, and when it's time to talk on culture, I'm always ready.
Yeah, it would be our pleasure to have you here. And to begin with, please tell us more about you and your journey to begin with before we start with the Q&A.
Okay, so I started my career as a executive engineer from one of the power utility company at Surat only, and I got the job from just campus interview only, and I served that for 7.5 years. And one thing has been already there, that I just want to be an entrepreneur. I want to start my business and everything, and I started my business. I left that job, and that was really great job. I must say that 6 7 figures jobs were there, and I completed it. And then after I started my own business as a coaching business, where I was serving to students actually, right, for their subjective teaching. But somehow it happens in Surat, when incidents happen, and then after we had to shut down our business, we put it aside, and then after again we started at next level. We thought that something, whatever happens in our life, that happens for good. Again we move on, right, with the next, with more josh, I would say. And again corona hit up, and we again closed all the things. But one thing was there in mind, that God is doing something great for us. And then after we started, one of my good friend was there, right, and he told me that why don't you coach people on online, right, on Zoom application. And I asked him, what is Zoom, right? That was the time, in digital platforms are just being immersed. And he told that you must try this. And then after I started coaching people online, and today I have a community of 5,000 plus people, where I help them to grow their career, to enhance their confidence, using this communication mastery blueprint. And I enjoy a lot spending time with people. So
That's
this is
that's
what how the journey started.
that's really amazing. And वो कहते हैं ना कि मन की हो तो अच्छा, मन की ना हो तो और अच्छा. So you accept the reality and move on with believing in God and your destiny, something better will be waiting for you. So that's amazing. So to begin with the very first question of the day, and before that, I will request audience to check Bhautik Kumar's LinkedIn profile. You can follow him, you can connect with him, and you can DM him with your queries. We'll also put in the his LinkedIn link and other social media links. आप definitely after events उनसे connect कर सकते हैं. So to begin with the very first question, how can companies effectively bridge the gap between attracting the great talent and building a workforce of exceptional people?
Okay, I got it. So when this question comes at that time, I must say that attracting the great the workforce.
I'm sorry, Bhautik, but
Because
I'm I, I'm sorry, Bhautik, but your voice is breaking. I could not hear your last sentence.
okay, now is it clear?
Yeah, now it's clear. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, got it. So I was just telling that attracting the good talent is only just a beginning. The main thing comes at a nurturing to the talent. And I have seen, in this journey of my 13 years experience, I get to know that any workforce or any manpower needs four things. First is excitement, second is freedom, third is flexibility, and fourth is wealth. If anyone gets these four things now, right, this is the where the people will be just at your company. So I must say, when companies are just there to attract that people, they can focus on these four things. Again, I'm repeating: generate excitement at the workplace by doing different activities, give them freedom, flexibility must be there about your timings and everything, and they must create the wealth for their life. And when this four things emerges, at that time I think so that this breach can be fulfilled.
Yeah, so that's a great and very short and crispy answer. You rightly said, because that culture need to be created, because ऐसा कहते हैं ना कि it's better to create the champion rather than hiring the champion. So वो एक
Yeah,
culture and right culture uh, uh, can make this possible.
right.
So
Always.
so the next question is, uh, uh, company culture isn't just a policy, it's a long term relationship. So the question is, how can organizations foster these relationships?
Right. So very nice question, Vipul bhai. First, I just want to know, I just want to let you all the people, policy must not be the constraint anytime. If I see about, Mahabharat, Bhishma Pitama was there and the policy was constraint for him. And that is why, different things happen in Mahabharata. So I must say that, that must be broken. That must be broken because building a strong culture is creating a healthy relationship always. It can be about putting constant efforts. It can be about building trust. It can be about getting feedbacks from the people. So it is not always about when any person is not doing well or he is not performing well. At that time we scold, but it is also about celebrating the small wins too. Right. So it is about, as I told you, that it is not just a policy. It is always about two-way communication. It is about check-ins. It is about surveys. It is about cultural audits. Whenever, our employee feels excitement, freedom, flexibility, and they can see that, okay, I can get that wealth from here, right? It is so simple. When I have also seen in my life, and I had been in corporates, that it is not just a policy, it's a win-win situation for both one employee and employer.
Great. So the core value shapes culture, right?
Yeah.
So can you discuss how core values emerge and how they can be strengthened over time?
Okay, so before answering this question, I just want to let each and everyone know that core values are, generally discovered by the founders, right? Founders has the different vision, and the employee or the team members has a different vision. So when it comes to the core value, at that time it must be emerged in such a way that, it is not my company, it is about our company. And when it comes to the our company, right, that at that time only the core value comes in the picture. And the core value is not the thing that we have to, stick it on the wall. The core value is somewhere you have to leave it. Let's say one of my good client in my region is there, and they have two different clients. I just want to talk about. One client has the core value is freedom, right? So they don't have any, punching machine, or they don't have anything where you have to, punch yourself that, okay, I'm in and I'm out. This is how they are living that core value of being freedom. They don't have, anything that you have to work for 8 hours only, 10 hours only. No, this is where they are giving the freedom that complete your work and then after you can move on. Another my client is there who has the core value as a discipline. So they have all the things, in policy, that, okay, this is what is this is what we have to time. We have to go out, and they have also a policy that, at sharp 1 o'clock all the PC will be shut down. Everyone have to, go for the lunch. So I don't say that discipline is not the freedom, but this is how, discipline can be lived. And when this comes, and when this comes in a culture, right, it can create a magic. But again, I just want to let you know, again, everybody, right, those who are right now listening, that policy must not be the constraint. Many times it happens, some good policies are created in favor of employee, and they are just taking benefits at negative level. That should not be there. So it's a win-win situation again.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल सही बताया। पॉलिसी शुड बी लाइक ऐसा लगना चाहिए कि ये हमारे बेनिफिट के लिए, वो किसी के ऊपर वो फ़ोर्सफुली अप्लाई किया हो या फ़ोर्सफुली ठोसा गया हो, ऐसा नहीं लगना चाहिए। आपने जो एक एग्ज़ाम्पल बताया ना कि 1 ओ क्लॉक को शार्प पीसी बंद कर ही देने होते हैं, मुझे एक कॉर्पोरेट का नाम याद आ रहा है। आई विल नॉट गिव यू कोट द नेम बिकॉज़ देन वो एक ऑथेंटिसिटी वाला इश्यू आ जाएगा। बट वहाँ पे दे हैव इम्प्लीमेंटेड वन रूल कि एवरी टाइम आफ्टर 7 कभी भी ऑफिस की लाइट्स शट डाउन, मतलब लाइट डाउन हो जाएगी, सो बी रेडी टू शट डाउन योर सिस्टम्स एंड बी रेडी टू लीव इमीडिएटली आफ्टर 7 o'clock। सो अगर आफ्टर 7 o'clock अगर लाइट डाउन हो गई, लाइट ऑफ हो गई, और अगर आपका काम इनकम्प्लीट रह गया है, या आप लाइट बंद हो जाती है और स्टक अप हो जाते हो, दैट इज नॉट आवर इशू। सो द इशू वाज कि वी डोंट वांट टू सीट यू आफ्टर ऑफिस आवर्स, लाइक बीच में एक चेन मेल भी काफी सर्कुलेट हो रहा था
Hmm.
अबाउट अबाउट ऑफिस टाइमिंग, लेट वर्किंग आवर्स, और लोग दिखाने के लिए करते, बाकी ऑफिस में गेम्स खेलते, कॉफी पीते, मजे करते, बट
Right, right.
लेट आवर्स ऑफिस में रहते जस्ट टू शो अप कि वी आर वर्किंग फॉर लॉन्ग। सो दैट कल्चर शुड नॉट बी देयर। you should be you should be focusing on the, you should set up a culture जहाँ पे results and efforts दिखता है, not the quality quantity दिखता है, quality matter होना चाहिए, that should be the
Yes.
right
At the end, at the end of day, we need result. We must need productive work, and company needs wealth, and employee need wealth, excitement, freedom, as I told. So, if these things are being generated, the core value at that time comes in a picture. So, it is not about the discovery of founder; it is a discovery of whole company.
very true, very true. So as I was saying ki what matters is quality, not the quantity. So companies focus on profit while employee work for compensation, both ends. At the end, money is what matters to both the parties, employee or employer.
Hmm.
So which should take precedence, and how do you balance between these two? कैसे बैलेंस कैसे बनाया जाए, कैसे तालमेल बिठा के काम किया जाए?
Uh, See, if I say about priority, right? For employer, it is always a priority to make profits, and for any employee, it is always a priority, to increase their salaries and get compensation and everything. Yeah. So, कई बार ना ऐसा होता है कि let's say I am talking as a founder, and as a founder, if I am making a profit, and if as we have declared about core values, and if my core value is a freedom, right? So at that time it is my responsibility to give something from my let's say profit to people, बट दोज ओनली कि जो लोग सबसे ज्यादा काम करते हैं, या तो फिर जो जो लोग सबसे ज्यादा प्रोडक्टिव काम करते हैं, राइट? एक्सेप्ट माई अपोलॉजी, नॉट सबसे ज्यादा बट प्रोडक्टिव काम जो कंपनी को ऊपर लेके जाता है. And there are different policies, right? If many people have must have heard about it कि ESOPs वगैरह देते हैं, right? So when ESOPs are there, right, at that time these are the things कि जो आपको ग्रो करने में हेल्प करता है after certain time. ओके. सो व्हेन इट कम्स टू द कंपेंसेशन ना, मैं ऐसा बोलूंगा कि गेट द कंपेंसेशन ऑलवेज, राइट? फॉर दैट हमको क्या करना है, जस्ट वे टू ब्रेक द थिंग्स कि जो हमारा टारगेट वगैरह है, राइट, दैट अचीव इट. और जब इट इज टाइम कि हाँ हमारे पास कुछ है, राइट, दैट टाइम वी कैन गिव टू द पीपल एज अ फाउंडर. What I have been practicing, right? Once upon a time, we had done that. We had a profit of X amount. At that time, we were thinking कि अभी किसको कितना दें, right? सबको ऐसा लगता है कि मैं ज़्यादा काम कर रहा हूँ, सबको ऐसा लगता है कि मैं 100% अपना दे रहा हूँ, सबको ऐसा लगता है कि लास्ट टाइम कंपनी ने जो प्रॉफिट किया ना उसके अंदर सबसे ज़्यादा मेरा काम था. सो व्हाट टू डू? सो वंस व्हाट वी डिड, राइट, जो पूरा प्रॉफिट था ना हम लोगों ने इक्वली डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया था. So this can also be done. So as I told you, right, again, it is not always about money. It is about excitement. It is about wealth. It is about freedom. It is about flexibility. So जब ये चारों का combination होता है, and हाँ, during my speech ना ये चार words always आएंगे, because I must say, अगर ये चार चीजें culture में आ गई ना, right, आपको लोगों को बोलना ही नहीं पड़ेगा कि you do the work, because they will be the responsible. They will be owner of that company. Yeah,
So
so I must say this can be.
सो ओनरशिप इज दी, आपने बताया ना, ओनरशिप वो एक ऐसी चीज है, अगर वो क्रिएट कर दी तो फिर वो सिस्टम ऑटोनोमस मोड पे चलेगी, आपको देखना नहीं पड़ेगा, टीम विल वर्क अपनी कंपनी समझ के काम करेगी, एंड थिंग्स विल टारगेट अपने आप ही अचीव हो जाएंगे. सो ओनरशिप क्रिएट करना इज वेरी मच इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर एनी any organizations. Very, very well said. So, so employee often leaves after gaining training and experience. सो ये अक्सर होता है कि लोग सीख के ट्रेनिंग लेके अच्छे अच्छे एग्जीक्यूटिव प्रोग्राम्स होते हैं, उसका एक ड्यूरेशन होता है, वो खत्म होते ही फिर जंप ओवर करते हैं। सो ऐसी कौन सी स्ट्रेटेजी कंपनीज यूज कर सकती है सो दैट वो ग्रूम्ड एंड टैलेंटेड टैलेंट को रिटेन कर सके
Right.
इन अ लॉन्ग टर्म?
Let me share one incident during my one-on-one meeting with one of the corporate. At that time, I was just teaching them that these are the trainings, right, which I have been providing to your employee. And after my trainings, your employee will have the confidence to talk with client. Your people will be at the next level when they are talking, at least in team also. At that time, he had the same question कि सर हम लोग ना ट्रेनिंग तो दे देंगे, बट 6 महीने के बाद ना वो इधर से चला जाएगा। एट दैट टाइम माई आंसर वॉज, सर अगर वो इधर 6 साल टिक गया तो क्या। अगर आप उनको ट्रेनिंग नहीं दे रहे हैं और ये 6 साल आपके पास रहा, राइट, सो ही विल बी अ लायबिलिटी फॉर द कंपनी,
ट्रू, ट्रू।
right? So when you want to create that asset, at that time giving training is any employer's responsibility, I must say. I'm not just telling ki I'm a communication coach, take my trainings, but the training, it can be, technical training, it can be anything. But when you are training that people at that time, they will be an asset. And as I told you, that when they will have excitement, they will have joy, they will have freedom, they can see, okay, this is where I can get my all the future dreams fulfilled. So वो एम्प्लॉय आपके पास कभी नहीं जाएगा, right? We have a team of 10, and we have at least 3 employees, right? They have been working with us since long time. And जब कभी भी मैं उनको बोलता हूँ ना, right, why are you here, right, many opportunities are there in the market. So they have only one answer, sir, इधर जो care मिलता है ना, right, वो किधर नहीं मिलता है।
ट्रू,
बिकॉज
ट्रू।
फॉर देम दैट केयर इज इंपॉर्टेंट। कई लोगों के लिए वो पैसा हो सकता है, कई लोगों के लिए वो फ्रीडम हो सकता है। सो आइडेंटिफाई दैट थिंग, serve to that people, and then after, I must say this trainings and all the things are will be aside. They will tell you, sir मुझे AI का ट्रेनिंग चाहिए, सर मुझे कम्युनिकेशन का ट्रेनिंग चाहिए, right now this is in the market, this is in trending. So then after they will be asset for you. सो आई
वेरी
मस्ट से
ट्रू।
कि कोई स्ट्रेटेजी यूज नहीं करना है, जस्ट लिसन देम केयरफुली, जस्ट एक्नॉलेज देयर फीलिंग्स एंड दे विल बी योर्स।
Very true, very true. Jesse Gufran Qureshi is adding upon, and he is accepting that recognition does matter. It can be in any form. So
ऑलवेज,
that's really true. And
ऑलवेज।
and and one more point जो आप बता रहे थे उसमें कि uh, अगर वो आदमी 6 साल टिक गया, उसमें मैं ऐड करूं, अगर आपने 5 लोगों को ट्रेनिंग दी, उसमें से अगर 5 में से 2 टिक गए एंड बाकी के 3 ने छोड़ दिया, सो दैट टू विल बी एन असेट फॉर यू,
या इट
which
इज
will
वर्थ।
be which will be pillar for your company, and they can work without you, they can run the business without you, and that is what matters at the end of the day. So वो कंपनी को ध्यान में रखना चाहिए, so that matters at the end of the day.
एंड एज आई टोल्ड यू ना, रिस्क इज अगर वो टिक गया और आपने कंपनी उनको ट्रेनिंग नहीं दिया, सो वो लाइबिलिटी बन जाएगा।
एंड दूसरा जो आप बता रहे थे वो भी एक सही है कि जैसे आपके एम्प्लॉई को वो घर जैसा एटमॉस्फेयर मिल रहा है, वो मैटर करता है। तो देयर आर 5 लव लैंग्वेजेस, एक बुक है, मतलब वेरी वेरी फेमस बुक व्हिच इज कॉल्ड 5 लव लैंग्वेजेस। सो अगर वो बुक पढ़ो ना, तो उसमें लिखा होता है कि आपको रियलाइज करना होता है कि अगर भौतिक चीज से मुझे अच्छे से डील करना है, तो मुझे वो समझना पड़ेगा कि वो 5 लव की लैंग्वेज में से उनको कौन सी चाहिए। So there are different kind of, definitely you should read that kind of book. I'll also put up the link in the description, so audience you can read that book, and वो आपको सिखाती है कि आपको कौन सी लैंग्वेज किसके साथ, कौन सी लैंग्वेज यूज करके किसके साथ डील करना चाहिए टू गेट द वर्क डन फ्रॉम दैट पर्सन। इट कैन बी योर एम्प्लॉय, इट कैन बी योर, उसमें एग्जांपल्स में आपकी वाइफ भी दिया हुआ है कि मतलब पर्सनल एंड प्रोफेशनल, आपको अपनी फैमिली में भी लोगों के साथ कैसे डील करना चाहिए। सो दैट्स रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। So, yeah, thank you, Gufram, for adding your input. and we really appreciate that. So the next question is, what are the most effective ways to establish a strong company culture, and how long does it typically take to see the results? मतलब हम हमें ऐसा होता है ना कि कितने टाइम में रिजल्ट मिलेगा, मुझे कब मिलेगा, सो हर एक को एक रिटर्न इज व्हाट वी केयर फॉर, तो प्लीज गिव आंसर टू दिस. हेलो.
When it comes to the company culture, hello, yes, am I clear?
या
Am I
ऑडिबल,
audible?
प्लीज प्लीज.
Okay. So,
यस यस.
yeah. So when it comes to the company culture, right, I can remember three C. That is clarity, consistency, and communication. When these three will be there at that time, this is a pathway to establish a strong culture, right? Any organization must have their vision, mission, core values, right? That enriches the aspect of business and that will align all the people with them, right? It is not about just a performance review. It is about, walk the talk, right? What we are speaking, right? That we are living. As I told you, that core values are the profound where we are just living it, right? So it is about clarity, right? Consistency and communication. Let's see if any team member is just joining you, right? And it is his first day. At that time he has, everything good. Wow, I'm at good company. It was my dream to work with this all people or in this kind of corporate, right? In this two someone will have different time span. Let's say someone will come in the culture after a month, after 6 months, after 1 year. So then after, after 6 months, any single incidents happens, and that particular person will have in their mind कि नहीं अभी नहीं जम रहा है यार, जो मैं ये सोच के आया था ना ऐसा नहीं है इस कंपनी में. ओके. सो व्हाट इज द एग्जैक्ट थिंग आई जस्ट वांट टू क्रिएट दैट सब लोगों को ना वो टाइम स्पान अलग अलग होता है. कोई लोग हैं, इनको 6 महीने में शायद ऐसा लगे कि मैं गलत जगह पे आ गया. किसी को अलग है, वाओ 6 महीने के बाद दिस इज व्हाट इज द प्लेस दैट आई हैव बीन फाइंडिंग अलॉट. So as you told now that how much time it takes, right? It longs from 6 months to several years. Yeah, and it again depends on कि मेरे अंदर कितनी capability है, right? How can I serve? I have seen that people have been working for 30, 40 years at the same level in same company. They don't grow, right? And I have also seen the people, they have been working for 20 years, 25 years. They have been in the same company and they have started with in trainee and they are at a CEO level. So it is
True.
also again about the mindset, that the strong mindset you have, how clearly you communicate, how consistent you take feedbacks, right? About you, about your culture, about your performance, right? Everything comes in the picture, and this is where these are, I must say, effective ways: consistency, clarity, and communication that can establish a strong company culture.
Well answered, and that matters at the end of the day. And see, आपने बिल्कुल सही बताया कि you never know कौन कितना ड्यूरेशन टिकेगा, but at the end of the day you need to uh, be positive and give your efforts and to find the right talent. So
Always.
how can communication within an organization influence and shape the company culture?
I must say, the communication is a backbone of any culture. Any culture. The more transparent your communication is, the more healthier culture you have in your company. It shapes the way your employee interact.
True.
It shapes the way your employees collaborate with you. It helps in such a way, how your employee resolve the conflicts. So I must say that when the backbone is your powerful weapon, at that time you can win it. So as I told you that how the communication can within an organization influence and shape the company culture, I must say it is so important. And when it comes to the communication, right? People have that thought that communication is about English. No, communication is about clarity. Communication is about living that core value. Communication is about integrity. Communication is about being transparent. Communication is being about expressive, right? At that where they have been working. So the more you communicate, the more you can get about people, the more you can influence people, the more your organization can influence you, the more that win-win situation will be there, and you can inspire exactly. So equally important is how communication happens. As I told you, it can be respectful, it can be empathetic, it can be consistent. So how your core values are your.
Very, very true. You rightly said, जनरली हमारे इंडियन प्रोफेशनल कल्चर की बात करें तो कम्युनिकेशन जब आता है तो वी ऑलवेज परसीव कि कम्युनिकेशन इज इक्वल टू इंग्लिश। तो लोग
Yeah.
इंग्लिश कम्युनिकेशन को लोग के थोड़ा सा ओवर अपने आप को थोड़ा सा अंडर एस्टिमेट करते हैं या थोड़ा सा हाइपर हो जाते, बट you rightly said communication has nothing to do with English. And one of my faculty during the my college days used to say it, and I remember it very well, that communication is what to speak, when to speak, and how to speak.
Simple.
Language is secondary. Language is secondary.
Yeah.
So that is what I believe, and you rightly said on it.
And when people ask me that what is the difference between English and communication, right? I always tell them English is a language, communication is a skill.
True, 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 true.
Got it, got it.
Many times you can convey your message through your verbal communication only,
Yeah.
not your body language only, your gesture gives the message without speaking a word. And you rightly said communication, when we talk about the communication, so
Hmm.
it's a combination of visual and verbal, जहाँ
Yeah.
पे visual is almost 70 to 80% and verbal जिसमें इंग्लिश आता है of course, it's
Hmm.
it's hardly 15 to 20, max 25%. सो मेजर रोल हम जो बात कर रहे हैं उसमें मेजर रोल प्लेज द सराउंडिंग एटमोस्फियर एनवायरमेंट एंड आर जेस्चर्स बॉडी लैंग्वेज। लैंग्वेज इज प्लेइंग जस्ट 15 to 20% role.
Simple
so
role,
that,
yeah. It's a
so
simple.
that is what is at the end of the day. so
Yeah.
so moving on to the next question, what role does leadership play in maintaining and enhancing company culture, and how can leaders lead by example?
If I say by leading by example, right, showing integrity, being transparent, demonstrating continuous empathy, right, leaders can inspire others. Leaders can inspire others to uphold our culture. Leaders can inspire people for their well-being, to encourage innovation, and many things are there. So I must say, when it comes to the leadership role, it is again, next to the backbone, next to the backbone. And leadership is again a skill, right? It's a quality that each and every person must have. And the thing that when it comes to the leadership, at that time this is a skill. People again have the second myth that leadership is about taking responsibility and doing more work. But I am saying that leadership is not about it at all. Leadership is about taking accountability and making such a thing transformed. And when you can transform something, at that time you are being a great leader. So leadership is not about taking responsibility. And there is a difference between responsibility and accountability. Responsibility can be transferred, right? Any people can do on behalf of me. But accountability is something that I am the most, responsible person here. And if anything is not happening, then just let me know. Right? You you
True.
you can catch my collar that okay, why Bhautik, this doesn't happen. So when it comes to the accountability, leadership, I must say, that uh, uh, lead by example, lead by purpose. Everything will be at the next is कि जिधर ना लोग एक दूसरे के सपोर्ट में खड़े होंगे,
True,
right?
true, true.
So leading by example, as I told you, integrity, transparency, and being empathy, and enhancing the culture. That's it.
And it's all about leading with example. It's instead of saying you do it, you should say let's do it. That's what the leadership is.
So just I'm getting an example, right? There are three category of leaders are there, right? First, right, they are just pretending being a leader. ढोंग करते हैं कि हाँ मैं लीडर हूँ, आई एम डूइंग ऑल द थिंग्स राइट एंड आई एम वेरी गुड एट लीडरशिप. Second, they are just getting something from internet, from the people, and they are just doing in their life. Let's say आज कुछ मुझे विपुल से मालूम चला, राइट, आई विल गो देयर. मुझे कुछ भौतिक से मालूम चला, आई विल implement in my life. It is about somewhere copying. And the third and most important part comes in the picture is about being as a leader. Being as a leader. So in simple language, if you want to read a book, don't read a book, be a reader. So when you be a reader, at that time, if you want to be a leader, just be a leader by way of being. And when you are being, when you are leader as a way of being, right, maintaining and enhancing company culture, right, will be a mirror image of you. People will take example. Okay, this is what is Vipul have been doing. This is what Bhautik has been doing. You must go for it. So it works.
Well answered. And yeah, Gufran, you have asked the question which was answered in the very beginning. So you can check this session. You can rewind this session once the live is over, and this question is already covered. So please have a look to the entire session from beginning once the live is over. So moving on to the next question, how can a remote or hybrid work environment impact company culture, and what can organizations do to strengthen in such settings?
Okay, so remote and hybrid work is nowadays challenging to maintain that cohesive culture, right? Due to reduced face-to-face interactions and Zoom meetings and live Skype meetings, Microsoft meetings. So, however, organization has have put their best efforts, right? How they can strengthen. I'm just specifically telling my experience, right, which I have covered. But when it comes to the technology, we are in this era of technology, so I don't think so that it can be an impact. But when it comes to the, let's say, cultural day, right, annual events, then many time different celebrations are there. So I must say that, let's say, I'm working from home, and if it is workable for me to reach out to my company, if it is about 200, 300, 500 kilometers away, right, I must take time that every quarter I visit my company, even at company's cost, even at my cost, because home is not a place to work, and workplace is not a do any activity about home. So when this this concept was earlier not available before the corona, and then after suddenly this concept came that okay, this is the hybrid culture and remote work. But what I see that touch is always a touch. So if I suggest anyone, and again it is my personal opinion, right, that everyone must visit their company at least each quarter, and don't stop yourself about company मुझे अलाउंस देगी कि मुझे जाना है, राइट, कंपनी आपको सैलरी देती है, इट इज़ फाइन. मैं ऐसा बोल रहा हूँ, दिस इज़ फॉर योर लव, दिस इज़ फॉर योर ग्रोथ. क्योंकि ना वी हैव अ माइंडसेट व्हेन वी आर वर्किंग एट अवर होम ना, राइट, आप उधर कितना भी अच्छा ऑफिस बना लो, राइट, 15,000 का चेयर रख दो, राइट, 80,000 का मैकबुक रख दो, बट होम इज ऑलवेज होम, राइट. नीचे से मम्मी चिल्लाएगी कि भाई भौतिक आजा, खाने खाने का टाइम हो गया है, राइट. एट दैट टाइम यू विल बी डिस्ट्रैक्टेड.
ट्रू वो एक
हाँ,
सराउंडिंग इम्पैक्ट तो रहता ही है. एंड
एग्जैक्टली.
you rightly said कि organization should also do such in activities every quarter that they bring in, or they get together, एक होना चाहिए, और that will give a perfect touch to the organization. So that's correct, that's true. So one of the last but very important question of the day, in times of change or crisis, how can company culture be stabilizing force from both employees and leadership?
Okay. So if I say na right, openly, I'm just telling that transparent communication during this phase when actually it's a time of crisis, right? Transparent communication must be there, and as I told you, right, it is about win-win situation. And in during my session, I conduct a session specifically on creating world, right? It is about purpose statement. So at that time, I asked employee one question, that how many of you are working here for money? So almost everyone will raise their hand. Okay, I'm. And again, that second question is, how many of you are working here only for money? Right? And everyone will lower their heads, because this is not always about money. And when my company is in crisis, right, when this era is going on, at that time it is my responsibility to support company. When company was growing, when company was earning good, at that time company has supported me a lot. If it
True.
is so, then right now it is my time to emerge my leadership to support something to me, right? And then after I can give something to the company. Otherwise, what happens? I have seen, people are just, focusing on money, 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 not on long-term vision, right?
True.
But when I Vipul bhai, again another myth is also there, जो मैंने लोगों से सुना है कि सर यही तो हमारा टाइम है कमाने का, अगर हम अभी नहीं कमाएंगे, राइट, और कंपनी का ही सोचेंगे, तो 10 साल के बाद हमारा क्या होगा?
ગુજરાતીમાં કહેવત છે કે આજ તમારો દાયકો છે, મીન્સ આઈ હેવ ટુ ડુ ઇટ.
Exactly, right? आज तो हमारा दायित्व चाहिए. These are 10 years where I have to get the most.
This
So the thing is that it is not about always earning money. We are in
true,
this era of technology where it's a time of making money,
true,
right?
true,
And people have making money at different different platforms. But what I must insist that this when this culture is there to promote teamwork, to promote compensation, to promote integrity, to promote leadership. At that time, it is always again when it is time of crisis, right? Whatever you can do for your company, do. And I just want to tell one sentence, right? It's a spiritual sentence, और मैंने ये बहुत बार देखा है अपनी लाइफ में ना, आई एक्चुअली इम्प्लीमेंटेड. कुदरत देती नहीं है, कुदरत वापस देती है. और वापस तब देगी जब यू हैड गिवन समथिंग टू सोसाइटी, राइट? सो इट इज नॉट ऑलवेज अबाउट टेकिंग टेकिंग टेकिंग. ऐसा गुजराती में बोला जाता है, मारू मारू मारू, तो भगवान तने एम के एक मारू. But when you
true.
say taru, 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 Bhagwan kewu tane taru. So always it is about giving. And when we contribute, this is only the one quality each and every person on this earth, right, will be happy. And that activity is about contributing to the society.
So
Right?
in two
Always,
words,
always,
we can say it's givers gains. So
always.
it's always givers gain. Yeah,
I'm just
great.
getting goosebumps right now, right? If you can see on the screen, right? It
True,
is
true,
about
true,
contribution, always.
true, true. Very true, very true. Great, great. So that was amazing. We got to know so many things from you, and really few moments were like कि जहाँ पे आपने बताया गूज बम्प आ गए. We you know just touched the heart वाला feeling आया. So that was amazing. And we would like to see you again on our expert talk show with different topics, as you are expert into chat gpt, and you teach us how to get leads in 15 minutes. So we would love to have your session on that topic as well in the near future. But
Anytime, anytime.
before leaving you, your final words, your concluding notes, your guru mantra for our audience.
Uh, I don't say it is a guru mantra, but I just want to share my experience that a culture is something that actually makes you. You are not the person which creates the culture. Culture is the thing that creates you. So always just be in that culture which can nurture you. Always just be in the culture which can transform you. Always just be in the culture which can make you to be in integrity. So I must say these are the final words from my end.
Wow, that's amazing. Culture will work for you at the end of the day, and that is what it is. So that's great, amazing. काफ़ी अच्छा लगा. We loved your spirit, we loved your energy, and thank you so much once again for joining us on this expert talk show. And audience, you can connect with our expert Bhautik Kumar on LinkedIn, and we will also share his other social media handles on YouTube and LinkedIn. So do check the comment box after this session is over, and you can connect with him. And Bhautik ji would love to see you again on our expert talk show with different industry, with different topic as you are having in the industry, and ऐसे काफ़ी topics के आप touch में रहते हैं. So hope to see you again very soon. Thank you
Sure.
so much.
Love to be with this amazing audience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, Vipul, right, for inviting me for such a talk, right? And when we talk for the first time, that what should be the topic, and instantly, this topic comes in mind that okay, we must talk on culture because it's a catalyst, always a catalyst for any company's growth. So thank you so much for inviting me here
It's
again.
it's it's my pleasure, and hope to see you soon. Thank you so much.
See you, see you. Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye. यस सो ऑडियंस आई एम श्योर आप लोगों को ये सेशन काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग लगा होगा, एंड यू वुड हैव गॉट सो मेनी थिंग्स फ्रॉम टुडे सेशन. सो बस ऐसे ही जुड़े रहिए हमसे. हम मिलेंगे दिवाली के बाद with another industry expert. It's a time to take break for Diwali and celebrate Diwali. Have fun with family. Enjoy these festivals of lights. Have proper safety. Make sure ki you enjoy it with a proper safety and precaution. So wishing you a happy Diwali, prosperous new year, seasons greetings to everyone. Stay tuned, follow us, subscribe our YouTube channel Vipul the Wonderful, and press the bell icon to get the regular updates. And this session was powered by Post Resume HR Consultancy. So do check in our website, connect with us for any help, any guidance, any talent solutions for your organization. With that note, saying you bye bye for the day and see you soon. Thank you so much.